Professor Kaka, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Let's start with your institution, IIT Mumbai. Every year we talk about the institutional challenges and the opportunities. And it's a broad-based question, but since you are the director of the institute, no better person than you to ask this. When you look at the current scenario where we are now, if I were to ask you one opportunity or one challenge that you see.
Of course, the opportunities are many. I think our greatest opportunity is to really see how our research becomes very relevant to the problems of the country, and that we come up with solutions to many of the problems facing the nation. And so we are working on many fronts in the area of solar energy, in the area of microelectronics, in the area of healthcare and so forth. Very applied problems, and we hope that there will be breakthroughs which will make a big impact. And in terms of challenges, really the biggest challenge that IIT Bombay faces and most such institutions face is to have a constant stream of new young faculty joining the institute as it goes forward. Each year we roughly hire between 30 to 40 assistant professors because we are in this growth mode, and that is really the challenge, to get faculty who are outstanding and who will take the mission of the institute forward.
I think that helps me build my second question is, the challenge with getting the quality faculty from across the world who will be interested in coming and teaching here are twofold. One is the bureaucracy, and two is because, as you pointed out earlier, is there not enough research initiatives taken by the government and the institutes. So there is not much incentive for them to come and do it, in spite of repeated efforts. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to see how this could be
So let me say that 100% of our faculty have international experience. Everyone is working somewhere abroad and then they come back. In fact, I would say in many ways the research climate in terms of funding is very much better in a place like India than in, let's say, a place like the US, surprising as it may sound. That research grants are, because we are expanding the research funding as far as the government funding is concerned, the opportunities are much greater for getting funded in India. And so many young people find it useful to go back. There is a lot of persuasion involved. For several generations now, we've had faculty joining the institute who were, either educated or working in US, in UK, Australia. And now we see many of our students also wanting to come back and contribute.
The other element of growing the campus infrastructure is adding the entrepreneurial ecosystem to it, right? Every other institute now, worth its name in India and around the world, wants to have either an accelerator program or a startup in some form or the other. And being the most prominent in terms of the commercial hub, which is Bombay, what are the efforts being taken by IIT Bombay?
So we have the top technology incubator of the country in IIT Bombay. It's called SIGN. It is a separate entity, though it is governed by IIT. It is a society, registered society, and it gives excellent support to young entrepreneurs, both financial as well as soft support in terms of the networking, in terms of bringing professionals in HR, marketing, accounts, and so forth, to essentially help novices formulate their business and run it. And it's been a very successful sort of incubator so far. We've had a low failure rate, but we, in this incubator, we focus on technology. So it's relatively a small number of, we take about 3 to 4 new companies each year. We've so far had about 44 companies coming through the incubator, and a very large fraction, more than half, have already been funded by VCs and so forth. In addition to that, we have a very active student club which focuses on entrepreneurship. They have workshops, they have lectures by prominent entrepreneurs, they have a business plan competition, and they are very active in promoting this culture of entrepreneurship. And we have a large number of our students starting their companies on their own, not through the incubator, but on their own, and many of them are doing extremely well.
So we keep hearing that there are some cases where young students, bright students who are graduating, who have this opportunity to go out and work in any big corporation with good paychecks, are kind of giving up in the hope of doing better as an entrepreneur. So when you compare this, it's not a good ideal comparison, but we always go back to Silicon Valley style of entrepreneurship, right, for technology companies. Do you think the emerging generation, the very young generation that are graduating now and will be graduating in the next 5-10 years, their mindset is completely changed compared to the generation that graduated 10, 20 years ago in terms of entrepreneurship?
So, the ecosystem has changed and the role models have changed. They see many of their seniors who have gone out and started their businesses. There is indeed, there are many instances of students who would rather join a startup or a newly sort of started company rather than a very established company, just because of the new learning that they would get in such a company. Joining a startup or starting a new company of their own has not much risk for them, because even if they don't get placed immediately, but they spend a few years in the startup, for them to get a job after that is not difficult, and they can get quite good jobs even after that. So there is a low risk to doing that, and it's a great learning experience for the students.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.